and welcome to the Six Report. Today I'm joined with David D'Onofrio, CEO of White Gold Corp, to discuss their fully funded 2023 exploration program. Thank you for joining me today, David. Can you provide an overview of the key objectives and goals for this 2023 exploration program across your district scale land package?
Yeah, great to be here. Very exciting times for us at White Gold. We're kicking off on our 2023 exploration program. And maybe one thing to touch on, you mentioned it there, in terms of our district scale land package, you got to really understand what White Gold is. And I think this is what, makes White Gold such a unique and interesting company. White Gold owns a true district scale land package. A lot of people use that word loosely, but we have over 350,000 hectares. That's like almost 1 million acres. So there's not too many companies out there that have that type of a land package. But what's the most remarkable is you got to understand where this is. This is in the Dawson district, also known as Klondike district, where there's been over 20 million ounces of placer gold, just scraped off the surface of the area in the last, 100 years. So this is an area that has such an incredible amount of gold sitting on surface, but has seen next to no modern day exploration up until about 15 years ago when our team came there first, started doing the work. It's a little bit different approach than maybe have been used in other places in the world, and they've had incredible success right out of the gate, identifying at least 2 multi-million ounce gold deposits in this district with just a little bit of work. One was sold. Now Newmont, the largest gold company in the world, is permitting that to build a mine. That's literally in our backyard. They are putting in a roadway up to Dawson, which makes the entire district drivable. So it is an amazing place to do work. There's so much upside. The geology is phenomenal, and the prospectivity is as good as you can imagine. And what's the most encouraging is with the work that's been done, it's led to success. The more work that we do, the better we understand it, which leads us to be even more and more optimistic about what we have in our portfolio. And the way we look at this is, imagine you can go back in time and stake up, an entire district like Timmins, you have the Tibby, Nevada gold fields, and you could own that in one company. This is what we think we have in White Gold. So it's incredible. We've been extremely successful. Last year, we put out an updated resource of about 2.1 million ounces of gold in all categories, about 2 grams per ton. That is a remarkable gold deposit in terms of its size and tenure. Very few junior companies like us have an asset like that. It's certainly come on the radar of a lot of people, particularly, we're fortunate, and I think for the reason I just described, to have been able to attract 2 incredible partners in Agnico Eagle and Kinross, some of the best gold companies in the world. They certainly share our belief in terms of the prospectivity of the area, and that's why they've been backing us basically since the day this company was founded in 2016 and 17. So that is a part of our company. We have this great asset. It continues to grow. We think the upside is tremendous. I think we're going to be able to develop that into a huge deposit, or somebody more, senior than us might buy it and do that type of work themselves. That's one angle of our company. A lot of value there, something you can really, rest your hat on in terms of, the amount of value in the company. The other side of the company, which is why we got created this company in the first place, in terms of just testing for this, grassroots, unbridled blue sky type activity. And over the last few years, we've been extremely successful in making new high-grade gold discoveries. 2 of the most prolific are ones on our Betty property. This is contiguous to Newmont's Coffee deposit. In the last couple of years, we've hit some tremendous drill holes. Just to name a few, we hit 50 meters of 3.5 grams from surface, 9 grams over 18 meters from surface. These are exceptionally high grades. And what makes it even more exciting is where it's located. It's just to the east of the Coffee deposit, like I mentioned, right on the same fault system. This is Elephant Country. Western Copper and Gold is contiguous to that property as well. They have an enormous copper gold porphyry, 14 billion pounds of copper, 20 million ounces of gold. So, there is a lot of mineralization in this area. And in just a couple of years of scratching the surface, we've tapped into what I think is some of the best. So that's one property we're going to be doing more diamond drilling on this year. Extremely excited. There's some very, promising targets we have there. And because of the success we've had in the past, we really feel the probabilities of more success is, very, very exciting from that perspective. We're going to be diamond drilling on a couple other properties as well. One's our Vertigo property. We had an extremely exciting high-grade discovery there in 2018 and 19. The highlight hole was, over 20 grams per ton, over more than 20 meters. That's exceptional from a gram meter perspective. That's right from the surface. The whole area is littered with gold, all over the place. There's been grab samples there of hundreds of grams per ton gold and hundreds of grams per ton silver. It's one of the richest placer camps in the Klondike. We were really one of the first people to actually go drill it, and we've had this tremendous amount of success. We did a little bit of work at that time to try and understand the geology. We've done some structural interpretation with the help of some very sophisticated consultants over the past couple of years. We have a bit of a different interpretation now of the structure, and we're going to go back and test that with some diamond drilling as well. And the third part of our diamond drill programs on a property called the Nolan, the Cali. This is another very interesting property. Has an enormous gold and soil anomaly. It's over 2 kilometers long. It's sitting right on a fault system, which is another extremely rich placer camp up in the Yukon. It's road accessible. This thing has been worked up for the past couple of years and is begging to have some drill holes put in it. So this will be a maiden diamond drilling program on this property. Any success there. These all three. These are sort of company maker type projects. We happen to have 3 of them in this one company, in addition to the deposit I mentioned. So a lot going on, but it's just so many opportunities for building value, which is why White Gold is such an exciting company.
Perfect. I appreciate seeing all your passion for your project. It's clearly obvious. It's just seeping through you. So my question to you, though, is what about the financial position and outlook for White Gold? How are you going to finance this whole program? It sounds like you have many irons in the fire. So.
Yeah, we do, and the enthusiasm is genuine. I've been doing this for a long time, involved with a lot of great companies, fortunately, and this one is particularly special for some of these reasons that I mentioned. Financially, this program is fully funded. We're very fortunate to have some supportive financial backers, both from the corporate perspective and the financial perspective. We did a financing in December of 2022 to provide the capital to fully fund this program. And there's a lot of other stuff that sort of goes on each year in the background to generate these targets. It takes a lot of work. We've developed this protocol, which has been extremely successful. And so in addition to the diamond drilling, that's where you want to get to, you got to work these projects up. So we have a couple other very exciting projects that are getting worked up. One's on our Peddler and our Hayes properties. This is down by that enormous casino porphyry I mentioned that Western Copper owns. We see the signature of 2 very large porphyries down there. Early days, but in this sort of extremely underexplored district with the Yukon, you see all the way across how great the mineralization is. You just never know what you're going to get. There is going to be a lot of very significant discoveries made, and I think this is why it's attracting the interest of all these majors. I mentioned Agnico, Kinross, Newmont. Western Copper and Gold actually attracted Rio Tinto and Mitsubishi, as partners. Rio's obviously one of the largest mining companies in the world. Hecla's in the district now, having bought a TAC. B2 Gold has invested in the Yukon as well recently, very significantly. So I think as an investor, you want to read between the lines. Some of the best mining companies in the world are all vectoring in on this area. There's got to be a reason why. So. A lot. I think very exciting times ahead for White Gold and in the district in general.
Well, as a potential investor or speculator in White Gold, where can people expect to get the value from? Where should you be pointing them to? What's the catalyst that you should be? Is it the greenfield exploration or?
Yeah, I think fundamentally that's what gets the people most excited. That's where the focus of our program is going to be on a few of these greenfield targets. We updated the resource last year just to show that it had the critical mass. We got over that 2 million ounce threshold, which I think is a very significant milestone to have met. We know that it's got the critical mass there. We know there's upside. The discovery that we added into the deposits on this 6 kilometer long untested trend. A little bit of work we did there. We identified a new satellite deposit. So that I think that's fundamentally there's a lot of value there. In terms of where we're focusing this year is primarily on these 3 earlier stage projects. 2 of them have had tremendous high grade success in the past. So we're going to be building on that. And one of them has never seen a drill hole, a diamond drill hole, and I think that's a very exciting target as well. So this year it's this early stage high grade gold discovery exploration program where I think is the biggest catalyst coming.
David, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully we'll have you back on to update us further on the
Yeah.
season.
Well, the drills are, getting ready here, and this is what we're all in it for. And I look forward to coming back and hopefully having lots of good news to share.